What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and the Patriots made their first selection in the 2020 NFL Draft. In the second round, pick 37 overall, the New England Patriots selected Kyle Dugger, safety. Now, definitely a surprising pick here by the New England Patriots. Wasn't a guy that I was expecting at all. I didn't do too much due diligence on him, although the Patriots were a team that secretively did. This pick came when the New England Patriots traded the 23rd pick in the first round to the Chargers. They picked up a second round pick and a third round pick, high picks at that. I was surprised to see the Patriots, not go after Delpit. They did miss on Xavier McKinney. He went right before to the Giants. I had safety being one of the most important picks here. Coming into the early rounds of the draft, I said, look, if the Patriots didn't select one in the first round, that they were going to go ahead and select one in the third. And not surprisingly enough, I guess I should say, they selected it with the first pick that they had in this year's draft. Now, Dugger is 24 years old, 6'2". I've seen some other people trying to say he's 6'1", so truly it just depends on kind of where you're looking at, but he sits somewhere between 6'1", 6'2", so he's bringing an average to above average type of height here to the Patriots. Glad that they didn't get a guy who was sitting here in the 5-foot selection. Something that he is super highly praised for is going to be how athletic he is. We are always talking about how we want the Patriots to go more athletic, get younger, and that is exactly what they did here. This guy is super athletic. He's super versatile. That is something that I would highly praise him for here also. He can play strong safety, free safety. He can even kind of switch into that linebacker role, but he's also great with returning the ball, more specifically punt returns. During his time in college, he actually had 6 returns for a touchdown. So not only is this going to be a pick that fills the need defensively at the safety position, of course, with the trade of Daron Harmon, with Patrick Chung getting older, with Devin McCourty getting older, but it's also going to help getting a return man that the Patriots so desperately needed. They looked for it last offseason. They couldn't find one, and they were kind of rolling with a multitude of different guys during the regular season. Getting a guy here who will fill that role and do so as a threat. Now, it's going to be up to Bill Belichick on how exactly he wants to use him, because he played more so free safety in college, but he also, again, has that ability to play strong safety, so he has that position to take over for Devin McCourty one day, or he can be filled in as a Patrick Chung replacement. He was a small school standout, but he thrived against the best of the best receivers, tight ends when it came to the 2020 Senior Bowl. Another aspect that we're going to get with this guy is explosiveness. He is a very explosive safety who easily shows that on his film. Something that I love about this guy is that the Patriots are going to get a big tackler. He's a short tackler. He's a hard-hitting tackler, and I think that is going to prove very viable for him, and the Patriots heading forward could be a very big playmaker enforcing fumbles because of that. Honestly, there's a lot to like about him. He has attributes that you truly cannot teach. It's either you're coming with it or you just don't have it. But he is raw. There's some things that are 100% teachable. He's a guy that even knows that he needs to be taught. And I think going to a team like the New England Patriots, from getting a guy who's ready to learn, he can be such a good piece to the Patriots defense within the next couple of years. Multiple teams loved what they saw from him. Multiple teams were having him on their draft board as a potential guy to take after seeing how he played in the Senior Bowl, seeing his athleticism, his toughness, and just knowing that he would be a very nice developmental piece. I, of course, think that it is very interesting, the pick that the New England Patriots had here in selecting a Dugger here, mostly because, look, the safety position was pretty much open to this point. The only safety that had gotten picked prior here to the New England Patriots was, again, Xavier McKinney. Someone that I know we all loved, someone who I personally loved myself. But I don't think that even if Xavier McKinney was there, it would have changed much for the New England Patriots, because, look, when the pick came around to the New England Patriots, they did not take long to have their selection. Really, the pick was in just about right when their time was up. They didn't take long. So that pretty much secured the fact that, look, they knew who they wanted despite Xavier McKinney being taken. Let's also know that Jeremy Chin was another safety who hadn't been taken yet. Grant Delpit was another safety who hadn't been taken yet. And those were two guys that a lot of people had higher. So I think that says a lot about the potential and how Bill Belichick and the rest of the Patriots coaching staff views this guy. Another thing that I love about this selection is his 40-yard dash, okay? He ran a 4.49 in his 40-yard dash. He's going to bring some speed here to the safety position, especially to the Patriots secondary. That is going to be something that I'm looking very much forward to. Very exciting to see, how the Patriots are going to choose to use him, especially with his use of speed. I think especially because of that speed that he brings along, the Patriots are going to use him a lot in the return game, and that is going to be an elite level return man at that. Now, of course, there definitely are some questions here with him. Let's remember that he didn't have too much competition. When he was in college, he played for a low-tier college, a college that most people don't really know the name of. So because of that, the competition was pretty low. In fact, it's been said that the competition for him was the lowest out of any safety within this draft class. So, of course, turning the page over to the NFL is going to be a huge, huge step for him. But hey, he did perform pretty well again here at the Senior Bowl. That is really what put him on a lot of teams' drafts board. And also the fact that, again, he brings qualities that are going to be really well for transitioning into the NFL. So that doesn't worry me too much. Now, his ability to read and react into coverage is definitely untested against NFL caliber talent. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things that you're going to be hearing about him is, how can he transition from a low tier competition of college wide receivers, tight ends, to transitioning into the NFL where it is the top of the top. He's also going to have to transition much better into the NFL against guys with top-notch speed, better route combinations, and playing better into zone coverage. Now, the Patriots love, of course, to play mostly in-man coverage. That isn't, to say that they never play in zone coverage. And also how the Patriots potentially use him could be, a factor that he'll be playing in zone coverage more than he will be in man. But again, that's all dependent on how the Patriots use him. He's definitely going to have to work a lot more with his instincts. He's going to have to work a lot more with awareness. Those are two things that are very, very important in the NFL, especially when it comes to playmaking. He didn't really need to rely on that a whole lot, when he was in college because of the other attributes he had and the low competition. But heading into the NFL, again, instincts and awareness, very, very important. He's going to have to get that up and get that to the NFL caliber readiness. In 10 games that he played, he recorded a total of 43 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles. In 2018, he recorded 76 total tackles on the season with 3 interceptions, 10 pass breakups, 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, and 2 forced fumbles. He was a first-team pick selection as a return specialist, in which he averaged 17.2 yards per punt return. The Patriots got a very, very rare find in a safety that has the speed, the size, the explosiveness, and production. This might not have been, a pick that a lot of us had on our radars, but it has so much potential. So a lot of excitement to potentially go into this one. This is just one pick for the New England Patriots 2020 draft class. Of course, stay tuned because I will be making videos for all of the selections for the Patriots' new draft class coming into 2020. That's going to be it for today's video, though. What are your guys' thoughts on this selection? Were you guys surprised? Is it someone you knew about? Let me know what you guys are feeling in the comment section below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots content. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in my next video.